Guys, you know what time it is. Now it's time to fetch what's next with yours truly. Hey guys, it's Keisha and welcome back to Fetch Columbus on Hola TV, brought to you by Rascal Animal Hospital. Today we're going to talk about 4 really important animal welfare bills that could really use your support. Here to tell us all about it, CEO of the Animal Cruelty Task Force of Ohio, Stephen Baldwin, also a humane agent in Union County. So Stephen, diving right in here, we have Goddard's Law. A lot of people don't know that animal cruelty is currently only a misdemeanor in Ohio. So would you tell us a little bit about what Goddard's Law could potentially do for the animals in Ohio?
Correct, Keisha. As you mentioned, animal cruelty is only a misdemeanor in Ohio. What Goddard's Law would do, and Goddard's Law is also known as House Bill 274, so this would allow it to go to up to 1 year of 5th-degree felony if serious physical harm can be proven during the act of cruelty, and that's the standard that has to be met, is serious physical harm, whereas right now the only way that it can ever be a felony is if an animal dies in a boarding facility. So what we're looking at now is House Bill 243. What House Bill 243 would do is it would require mandatory psychological evaluations for any juvenile offender. So we know that if you can start at abusing an animal at a juvenile, that there is a strong link to some sort of mental illness. And if we can get some psychological evaluations, make that mandatory, hopefully we can help these juveniles before they become adults so they can commit much more serious crimes, not just against animals, but people as well.
So also another law that brings us into the next one that could potentially protect the animals as well. So elaborate a little bit on that.
Right, so what we're looking at there is Senate Bill 177, and it would require companion animals to be included in a pet protection order. So basically when there's a domestic violence situation, the judge would be able to include an animal in the pet protection order and remove the animal from the situation. You know, it doesn't matter if it's domestic violence or if it's a natural disaster. We saw it during Hurricane Katrina.
Our final bill that we're going to discuss today hits on that, so tell us about it.
Yes, well, this is actually one of my favorite bills. This is House Bill 57. So what House Bill 57 would do here is known as the Humane Agent Training Bill, and it would do a few things. First of all, it would do some things that you would think would be no-brainers. It requires or will require someone to show completion of training before they become appointed. And it's kind of, you would think it'd be a no-brainer, but there's a reason why these things were thrown in. And about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a case, a clear case of animal cruelty, a horrible case of animal cruelty, but the humane agent was not appointed properly. They had not submitted the paperwork to show they had gone through the training because they hadn't gone through the right training. And so the entire case got thrown out. The animals that were abused went back to the offender. The abuser got a clear record, and the humane agent lost her position, and there was a huge media blowout.
Well, that wraps up this week's segment of Fetch Columbus. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned next week as we fetch what's next in Columbus. And remember, this segment is brought to you by Rascal Animal Hospital. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing top-of-the-line care at an affordable price.